Hi, hello, welcome. My name's Randy. I love everything crochet. And if you love everything crochet, you should definitely subscribe to my channel, as well as go follow my Instagram so you can see all of my photos and smaller, just like short form content over there as well. Now, I have some summer tutorials coming out, including this video today, which I was inspired by Jaws 50th anniversary, which is happening next Friday as of the day I'm filming this, which is also a Friday. And I have been wanting to crochet a shark for a while, and I felt like what's better time than during Jaws 50th. And here he is, the shark in question that I crocheted. I thought at first I wanted to make him bigger, but he ended up being the perfect size. This is literally like just such a good cuddle size. He is a very cute. He's got super easy detailing, but I will say when it comes to my tutorials, this is probably a harder to follow one just because it's a lot of like little nitpicky type things. Also, I definitely understand I put this too far back now. Once it's done, I now know it is too far back. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with how everything else turned out. So if you want to make a Jaws / great white shark, stay tuned and enjoy. And as always, my Instagram is linked down below, as well as I put everything I used in the description down below, as well as I use single crochet exclusively. But yes, let's get started. All right, to start our project, I'm using this yarn. I don't know if it's quiche or kish or ketch. I don't know how they say this, but Kitsch fluffy yarn. This is the color code. I think it's like dark gray, I think is the color I ordered. I don't remember. Anywho, I'm very excited to make this project. I'm very much so hoping I can do it justice. I've been wanting to make a shark for a while, and what's a better occasion than for Jaws 50th? So 1, 2, 3, 4. To start, I am also using a 5mm hook with this yarn, which seems crazy, but they do recommend a 4 to 5mm hook, and 5mm hook works perfectly with this. So I did my version of a magic ring, four starting chain, end loop, attach the starting loop, create a circle, and then we'll work into the center like if you had a regular magic ring. It's going to be very hard to see everything I do because this yarn is super fluffy at the start and it's hard to see the stitches, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 single crochet stitches into the center. This entire project should be single crochet. I haven't done it yet. We're doing it in real time together, but I typically never use anything other than single crochet in plush. For a yarn this fluffy, I like to leave my stitch marker in for the first stitch. And I am now going to do 2 stitches into one. So I go into my first stitch, put a single crochet stitch, mark it, and then go back into that same one, putting 2 stitches in the same stitch. And I'm going to do that all the way around, and that's a term I'll use throughout this video as we increase, saying 2 stitches into 1 stitch, just meaning go back into that same stitch. For a second one, I know that's very repetitive, but after this round, you should have 16 single crochet stitches. After the round of 2 stitches in every stitch, we're going to just do a single stitch in every stitch, trying to give it like a point to the nose, because this will be our nose. So a single stitch in every stitch, repeating all the way around. For the next round, because as you can see, we have kind of an angle here, we're going to put 2 stitches into the first, then a single stitch, then 2 stitches in the next, then a single, repeating all the way around. The next round, 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2 single stitches, then 2 stitches into the next, and 1, 2 single, repeating all the way around.
It disappeared, I think.
Next round, single stitch in every stitch, repeating all the way around. I'm going to do a single stitch in every stitch again. I have had to frog this project quite a bit because I keep like getting, as you can see, just way too wide too quickly. So we're working on it, but yes, we're going to do single stitch in every stitch. I'm going to do another round of a single stitch in every stitch. Because I keep, like I said, I frogged this project a few times. I keep running into the issue where it just gets way too wide and I want it to be a little bit more pointed. So single stitch in every stitch, and we're adding cream onto this one. It's the same brand of yarn. I think it's just in the color. They're very basic with their colors. I believe it's just white is the color name. So when I get to that point, I will tune in and show you. I'm at the stitch before where I want the white to start. So instead of pulling through, because I have my 1 loop on, I'm going to switch to white, pull through, and now I'll be having my working yarn as the white yarn. I'm just going to maintain whatever pattern I've been working on, which is a single stitch in every stitch. And then on this one, once I get that pulled out, I just switch back to gray. I typically leave my yarn all attached because on this is going to be the inside anyways. So you cannot see it. I only cut it if I accidentally pull like it too tight where it like pulls across the body. But other than that, I leave it attached and I keep going. Next round, I'm gonna put a single stitch in every stitch because it's still a little too like tall for what I want. And on the white, I'm gonna add 2 stitches on each side of white. Since I want my increases to be less drastic right now, I am going to do 2 stitches into the first, then 6 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 6 single, repeating all the way around, because I want it to kind of be a more subtle increase on the face, because it's kind of like the nose of the shark, and it still has kind of that increased look. It's hard to see with it unstuffed, but I do want it to increase. For my next increase, I'm going to do 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 2 stitches in the next, then 7 single stitches, repeating all the way around. And I will still be including white. I think I will just do 1 more stitch of white on either side, and then I think that will be the like width of the white I want. All right, so I'm done with expanding the cream. I'm just going to keep it at this level throughout. I do want to expand the head here a little bit because it's going to be smaller than I want it to be if I keep it the way it's going. So I am going to do a larger expansion this time. So these subtle ones, because I did want subtle, and now I know it's probably a little hard to follow, but 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, I think is where we left off, or did we leave off at 4? We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 4 single, repeating all the way around. 2 stitches into the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 5, repeating all the way around. 2 stitches in the first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single stitches, then 2 stitches in the next, then 6 single, repeating all the way around. After the last round, we're going to put a single stitch in every stitch, repeating all the way around for a to be determined amount of rounds. This is not as big as I had planned to make this, but with how I finally got the shape right, I'm just going with it. It's going to be a smaller size, which is totally fine. So single stitch in every stitch, and I'll come back and let you know how many rounds I did. I'm currently 6 rounds into staying the same, and I went ahead and added 18mm safety eyes just because I needed kind of like a sense of where I'm at. I'm going to add gills here and here, so I'm just past kind of the head, and then the fin will go next. So for this, I'm like getting to about maybe a fourth of the way. This shark needs a little bit more detailing to make him look like a shark. So we're gonna give him some gills. I will say, I'm gonna use this to start, but I don't think this is gonna be thick enough to stand out against this very thick plush yarn. But we're gonna start with it. We're gonna see how it looks. If anything, it's like a good starting point. I also am 10 rows into staying the same. I have quite a bit left because just past these gills are going to be the start of the fins here. So I think primarily into the white and then a little bit into the gray, and we're just gonna kind of weave back and forth here. We don't want to do it too tight either because we want them to sit on top. And there we go. It's nice and easy. Like I said, you don't want to pull it too tight because you have to find like the happy medium because it will just get like lost and pulled too tight in the fur. But we're going to add the gills. And then we're gonna do it again. I'm basically going to do my best to mimic what I did. I did like slightly below to the side of the eye. Then just don't pull your yarn all the way through into the white. Then I weave back up into the gray. Go straight back into the gray. Once again, don't pull too tight. Then back into the white. And I don't want them to be like perfectly symmetrical. That's just kind of the way I do it. I kind of like the whole making them look a little unique and different, because animals look unique and different out in the wild. Go this way. And then 1, 2, 3, we got gills on both sides. I have now done 15 rows of staying the same. I added the one fin, and now I'm going to show you how I made the fin so we can make it together. Now you are gonna annoyingly, because I know I'm annoying when I make this, I make 4 separate pieces. I sew 1 and 2 pieces together to make 1, and then I sew 3 and 4 pieces together to make the other one. And also I want to mention I'm almost done with my first skein of gray. This is using another skein, so this will probably be a 2 gray skein project, 1 white skein project. But anyways, I am talking on and on. To make the fins, we're going to do a starting chain of 6. And then after the starting chain of 6, we are going to do 2 rows of 5 single crochet stitches. So this will be row 1, and then we'll do a second row as well. Once you've done your 2 rows of 5, we are going to go into our first stitch, pull a loop through, go into the second stitch, pull a loop through, creating 1 stitch. So we're reducing 2 stitches into 1, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3 single stitches, so 4 stitches in total. And then we're going to reduce 2 stitches into 1 again. And then 1, 2 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, and then a single crochet stitch. I know that was complicated, but basically you just want to make triangle. Somehow I miscalculated. So that's where. So this one, the last row I reduced 2 stitches into 1. You want to do a single crochet stitch, and then you do a second row of 2 stitches into 1, and then a single crochet stitch. Basically just make a triangle. I know, bad tutorial person right now. And then pull your yarn through. You're going to make 4 total, 2 to crochet for 1 to stitch together for one fin, and then the other two to stitch together for the other fin. And then you kind of want to go along the white line and stitch them on, and then we'll continue with the body. We are getting to the point where we'll have the dorsal fin, I think is the top fin. And yeah, we're probably pretty close to halfway done with like the actual body part. I am on round 18 of staying the same, and my first skein of yarn has finished. So I'm going to be adding the second skein. I've done 20 rounds of staying the same now, and now I'm going to do the fin up here. I did a starting chain of 16, and then I'm going to link my current stitch and my first stitch together so I create a round single circle here, and I'm going to pull my loop all the way through, and now I'm going to do a full round, so I'll have 16 stitches into this first round here. We're going to do one more round of single stitch in every stitch. Next, we're going to reduce 2 stitches into one, so weave through our first stitch, then weave through our second stitch and pull all the way through. And at this point, I am going to go ahead and mark my starting stitch just so we don't get lost in it. And then I'm going to do one single stitch, then reduce 2 stitches into one, then a single stitch, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Once you've made it all the way around, we're going to reduce 2 stitches into one again, mark our starting stitch, and then reduce 2 stitches into one, and repeat that all the way around. And then we're going to once again reduce 2 stitches into one, 2 stitches in one, 2 stitches in one, all the way around. And after that round, you are going to cut a large enough piece to stitch it closed. And we have only a small hole, and we're basically going to weave back and forth and stitch it closed, and then we're going to stuff it and attach it to the top. To sew this on, I basically have it evenly laid flat. I can tell the eyes are even, and I'm just going to stitch it on here, weaving through just the top layer of yarn, and then weaving it all the way around to make it kind of rounded and puffed. I normally don't stuff stuff like this, but I do want it to stick up at all times. So once you sew it all the way around, we'll resume crocheting the body. This is round 21. I'm going to start reducing the white. I'm only going to have about 2, maybe 3 more rounds of white. So I just want to kind of round it out a little bit. So I'll probably go like 2, 3, probably 2 stitches inward, and then keep reducing till I get to where I want it to be done. So I think I'm at 24 rounds of staying the same. I'm gonna be honest, I left my stitch marker over here after attaching this, so I lost my place, but we're gonna go with hoping this is about right. I don't think it is. I guess I could have looked back at old clips, but that would require me to like have thought about that, and I've already started doing it with this one, so this is our new starting point. Anyways, we are going to start reducing. So we're going to reduce 2 stitches into one, weave through the first one, pull through, weave through the second one, pull through, pulling through for 1 single stitch, and then we're going to do, I think we're going to do 8 single crochet stitches off of that. How many is that? And then we're going to reduce 2 stitches into one, and then 8 single, and we're going to repeat that all the way around. I also only did 2 more rows of white. for the belly. Next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 7 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 7 single, repeating all the way around. Next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 6 single, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 6 single, repeating all the way around. Reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 5 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 5 single, repeating all the way around. Next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 4 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 4 single, repeating all the way around. Next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2, 3 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2, 3 single, repeating all the way around. Reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 1, 2 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 2 single. And I already went ahead and stuffed it. I like to do it when it's a larger opening still, so you can firmly stuff the front. I will finish stuffing when we get a little like smaller of an opening. The next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then a single stitch, 2 stitches into 1, then a single, repeating all the way around. Next round, reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 2 stitches into 1, then 2 stitches into 1, all the way around. I want this to be closed a little bit tighter for me to add the tail. For the tail, we're gonna make a top and a bottom piece because sharks kind of have like the half X tail. So we're gonna make each piece separately. And we're gonna do a starting chain of 2, or you do a magic ring, and I'm gonna go into the first stitch, and then I'm going to go into the center, mark my first stitch, and then you do 6 stitches into the center. I think I'm gonna start with the larger part of the tail, so I'm gonna do 2 stitches in every stitch for the top. For the next round, and to be determined amount of rounds, we're going to put a single stitch in every stitch, repeating all the way around. So I did 12 rounds of staying the same, and it looks a little odd, but once we attach it and stuff it, I think it will look a lot better. So I have the top of the tail, and now I'm going to do the bottom of the tail. So I am going to reduce. I'm going to reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 3 single stitches, then reduce 2 stitches into 1, then 3 single, repeating all the way as far around as you can go, because I do want to do like a slightly thinner bottom piece since I am going to have it like sewn like also that. Unfortunately, I am so close to finishing this project with only 2 skeins of gray, but this is the end of my second skein, so I do have to incorporate a 3rd skein, open it up just for a few rounds. I then did 3 rounds of staying the same of that reduced, and now I'm going to put a little stuffing in here so it's stiff, it stays stiff, and then I'm going to seal it up, and I'll show you how I attach. I stuffed and I sealed this, and basically I'm going to weave my yarn into like about where I want to attach this at, because I do, the top of the tail is taller, so I do want to keep that in mind. And I'm going to attach it where the opening is, because I will also have yarn here to attach it with. So basically what I'm going to do is I have it woven through here, and I'm just going to go through it on the other side. Oops. Keep my yarn attached to the needle. But I want to do this because I want to try and like pull it tight where it has that crease. So I'm going to go to the other side and have it like where it's pulled. And then we're going to also weave it into the opening here so we can seal the opening. And we're going to go back and forth all the way through so we can try and create kind of that dimension of a tail. And then we're going to go back through, make sure we weave the hole tight, and keep pulling it nice and tight. Do not break the yarn, of course, because that would be unfortunate, but we do want to try and make sure we attach it. This is definitely going to be a part you want to make sure you get nice and secure on here, because it is a little bit different. But once you kind of get the shape of the tail you want, you can be a little bit more free to stitch it on securely. I know for me, I'm going to kind of go back and forth a few times to really ensure that it's secured on there, because for me, I know I always tend to have like a spot I miss. But once we do that, we just have one small detail to add, which is like the little back fin. I was debating doing it at all, but I do think we'll do it. If I don't show that, then I'm decided not to do that, and you are more than welcome to add the little back fin. And once everything is attached, which I did decide not to do this back fin, mostly because I think I put his top fin here back too far. I definitely think I needed to move it about an inch forward, which I might do later. We shall see. So that's why I decided not to do that for now. But here is our shark. I think he turned out really, really cute. I really think my only thing is I'm gonna move his fin back here forward, probably the entire thing, just forward, and I think that would look better. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, go ahead and subscribe and follow my Instagram, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!